Hello everyone, it's Adaire Palmer here, and I am happy to bring to you again another episode of Friday Facebook Fix, where we talk all things Facebook and some other stuff as well. So welcome. As for those of you who join me regularly, you will know that it is a question and answer time as well. I have actually included the link above. I haven't in this one, the original one. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy the link. Today is a care and share day. Hello, Theonie. Great to see you here. Are you going to jump on with us today? Just have a sip of water here. So when I first went to go live, I took a breath and I'm drinking this. This is my breakfast, folks. Have a look at this, green slime. My friend Bonetta calls it green slime. It's got kale, cucumber, spinach, avocado, ginger, and some other green shit in it. And I have one of these every morning. It's like a gigantic vitamin pill, and it keeps me going. And I just had a sip of that. I should have known better before I came on, and it got stuck in my throat. So here I am coughing and spluttering for Friday Facebook Fix. It's supposed to make me healthy. It's actually a brilliant concoction, and you get used to the taste. As usual, I have my neatly typed up notes, and I have the information I think is better organised in my head than what it is on paper. So let's see how it comes out. Feel free to jump into the lobby. I'll put the link down there if you want to pop in and say hello. If you have any questions or comments, particularly relating to today, we're talking about building email lists or building your database content, because I think this is something that's really important and not a lot of us do it. I was finding that so Theonie's saying I can't hear you, but not sure if it's my Bluetooth. Tina, oh, hello, Tina. How are you? Great to see you here. You can hear me. That's good. And Theonie can hear me now. It was her Bluetooth, so she must be out and about. Theonie's saying, send me a PM. I can join. So I'll do that. She can jump in because Theonie and I are actually, at the moment, we are on the path of starting a database for the group that we manage together. It's called Social Media for Small Biz Owners, and sorry, that's that's my Friday face on. It's called Adelaide Suburb Small Business Networking Group, and Theonie and I are co-facilitators of that group, and we've recently upped the ante with that, and we're looking at instead of having a loosely sorted email list, we're looking at building a database so we can keep in touch with the members in a lot better way than what we have in the past. So we're refining those systems, and it is a process of learning because everybody starts at zero. And I've got, Andrew, lovely to see you here. Have you moved? I'll just bring you in. You can say hello quickly. That's great. Hello,
Hi,
Andrew.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
This is becoming a habit. I was going to say, have you moved from last time we spoke? You've gone home and had a shower and changed and something to eat and then got back into your mobile office?
Yes, just dropped the children off at school.
Sorry, I've just lost audio there for a minute. What were you saying?
I said I've just dropped the children off at school.
Oh, okay. This is fantastic, because this is the beauty of this sort of thing that we do is that you can do it on the run. I've actually got Theonie sitting in the lobby as well. From where you are, Andrew, you probably can't see her, and Theonie, you probably can't see Andrew. Oh, yes, you might be able to see the screen. Just give me a thumbs up because, no, she's gone. Okay. Andrew, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. Now, today is Friday Facebook Fix, so it's a bit different. It's on my page, Social Media for Small Biz Owners. Well, when we spoke on Wednesday, we were talking in the mytimetv.live, and the mytimetv.live is a different purpose. That is for people who are small business owners who want to share their message with the world. And this Friday Facebook Fix is specifically for small businesses who want to increase their presence on Facebook and want to just pick my brains or to hear what I have to say or to for any reason whatsoever. So it's a different purpose, but great to have you here. Did you have a specific question? Because you can put me on the spot. I don't mind. I won't make up stuff. If I don't know, I'll tell you, and I will go and find out the answer. So
no, I don't know enough at the moment to ask any questions. I'm still in the learning phase.
Yes. Yes. So that is how long is a piece of string? So I have a lot of people when they start this journey, they say, well, my biggest thing is how can I get clients? How do I attract people on Facebook? So that's one of the biggest questions I get asked. So when you knew that you were coming into Facebook and using it, starting to think about using it for your business, what was the biggest reason that you had? If you don't mind me putting you on the spot, I know you don't mind me doing that.
No, it's the ability to talk to many more people in one go than I could possibly do by going and meeting those people individually.
Yes, well, there's only so much caffeine you can consume in one.
But mind you, I don't want to stop the coffee meetings, and that's another thing. I want to use my Facebook contacts and saying, all right, we know each other on Facebook. Now let's meet in a cafe and let me shout you a cup of coffee.
That's beautiful, because one of the things that I absolutely preach is, and I am like, I was going to say like a fundamentalist, like I'm really keen to get people to be the same online as they are offline. So and having some synergies and consistency. So meeting them online and then having that offline engagement and being the same across all platforms, whether it's in real life or whether it is an online platform. And I think that's really, really critical, is when you're building your presence, is to be the same, show up consistently, and to and I think you'll do that because you're, like you said, quite new to this, but it's something that I'm quite passionate about. And I see Theonie was waiting patiently in the lobby, and now are you driving, Theonie? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, she's nodding, so she's not looking at the camera, but she can hear. So what I'll do is I'll leave you in the lobby, Theonie, until you stop driving. 5 minutes, she's saying. She's going like this, 5 minutes. I'm looking straight up her nose, if you can see what I say. Don't look at me, look at the road. It's actually, no, she's doing it safely. So she's ignoring me. She's actually, you can see the camera's not up here. She's just got me on so she can find somewhere to park. She's probably driving home and then she'll jump in. So we don't want people doing it unsafely and having accidents and things like that. And besides that, it's actually against the law. But you're stationary, Andrew, and Theonie is, she's 5 minutes, she said. So we'll bring her in about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do, Andrew, is I'll pop you back into the lobby, and I will talk about a little bit about what I want to share today is the building your email list and creating a database. So thank you for joining me. If you do have questions, if you did think of something you wanted to ask, if you stay here for the whole show, with Be Live platform, you can actually join from your mobile device. You can't start a broadcast from your mobile device. You can only do that from your desktop or your laptop, but you can actually join in from your mobile device, as you have, Andrew, and as Theonie has as well. If I pop you back in the lobby, what you'll find is there's a little chat box down there, and it's called Team Chat. So if you want to communicate with me while you are in the lobby or in the green room, for all my star people on here, you can actually send me a message and say, hey, I want to ask a question, or ask me a question, and it will pop up and I can pop you back into the broadcast. So you can hear me while you're in the lobby, but I can't hear you. So now let's see, we've got some comments coming up. No, that's cool. All right, cool. So if you, I'll just pop you out. So you got that, Andrew? Yeah?
Yep, that's fine.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you for jumping in. I'll pop you back in the lobby now, and we'll continue the broadcast. So what I wanted to share with you, like I said, was about list building. Now, why should you build your list on for your business? And it's surprising that so many people don't do this. And when I first started, I had this vague idea that it was something that we were meant to do, but I wasn't exactly sure why or how. And that was a couple of years ago. Maybe it was 2015. So that was for the hypnotherapy business. And then I started doing building my list, and I thought I would send out an email list for potential people who were interested in hypnotherapy. And so I started building a list, but seriously, folks, it was a half-assed attempt, and I had no idea what I was doing. But everybody starts at zero, and we had to start somewhere. I guess the good thing is that I started, because I could have gone, well, it's all too hard and I'm not going to do it if I come across the first barrier. And believe me, there were so many technical barriers that I would sit up. I remember trying to get my email autoresponder set up, and especially when I started moving more into the social media for small business owners arena, and I'll start trying to get my email autoresponder set up, and I'd moved from Aweber, get response to Aweber, and they had this policy that you couldn't use, well, they didn't, you could use a Hotmail or a Yahoo or a Gmail account, but they said that the servers, and this is stuff that I had no idea, they're saying that the servers on your subscribers' end would automatically reject those email addresses, and the ones that they would let through were ones that would have the like the company name. So I set up a website, or I had a website domain, so I had to have that connected to my email. So I did it through Gmail, but I actually made it a business suite. So I pay for an email, which is adaire@facebookclasses.com.au. So there's no Gmail anywhere there. It's linked to one of my domains that I have. And apparently that actually, because you're sending emails to people like from a Hotmail or a Gmail account, and people, you wonder why nobody's opening, or they're bouncing. But now I get no bounces. So it was just really interesting that process, just to set that up. I tell you what, a lesser person, if I hadn't had such absolute determination that I was going to crack that nut, because I remember sitting up, it took me about actually 3 weeks, not all like 24 hours a day, but just having little, okay, now I need to know this bit, and then trying to unravel the next bit and unravel the next bit. And it really did, absolutely did my head in, and I was just about ready to chuck it in. But I certainly had a big learning curve there, and when I came through it and got it set up, I went, oh, that's good, I don't ever have to think about that again. And so I put it out of my mind, and now I'm thinking that if I actually have helped people set different things up in the since then, and I've gone, well, I wish I'd remember a little bit more about that stuff, but it's so traumatic that I choose to forget it. So, but we get that done. All right, now the next thing I want to share with you is, I just turned my notifications off because it's quite loud on my phone. I did want to share the reason why I just got a little bit off track there, but I want to share why you should do it is because the list, the information and the people that we connect with on Facebook are not, it's not your property. It's all Facebook's property. And what I thought when I first started was all these contacts and all these connections that I actually have in on Facebook are just, it's fantastic, and they're all in your friends list. But if Facebook went, and I don't think it's going anywhere for a long time, if at all, but if Facebook goes, what happens to all those people? They go with it. So if you're running a business, it's actually in your interest to connect with people, get them into your own database by offering them something that is of value. So, and the other thing is, you want to develop a relationship with them, and while you can do that to an extent by doing broadcasts like this and to be engaging in groups and messaging people, if you have them in your email list, you actually have a bit more of a captive audience to be able to send value-laden emails to. So it's something that you can do, and set up a series of autoresponders for your emails to be able to. Joe's here. Hey, how are you, Joe? Joe's from Rebel Web Solutions, and I tell you, for a shower upper, Joe is here. He's got my back, and he helps me with a lot of stuff. So he's suggesting that we think about using your accounting software to keep contacts. Now, that's something that I've absolutely never thought about, and I think it's excellent that we learn something new every single day, and it's something I'll have to look into. So, Joe, if you have some more words of wisdom around that, perhaps we could have a bit of an offline chat, or not an offline, off-broadcast chat about that, because I'm really interested in that. So accounting is not one of my strong points, but but that's awesome. So if people, if there is accounting, my accounting software is pretty basic, so it's certainly something that we definitely need to look into. Thanks, Joe. That's brilliant. Theonie, are you ready to pop into the broadcast? Yes, we got the thumbs up. Counting down. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Here's Theonie. Da-da-da. Hey, how are you?
Hi, how you going?
All right. Do you ever sleep?
Yeah. Occasionally.
Yeah. I've had people ask me that. Do you ever sleep? You're always there. You're always doing stuff. And I think you're the same. You're always there. We were actually supposed to meet last night, but we both got sidetracked, and we were talking about setting up a system for Adelaide Suburbs Small Business Networking Group. And
this whole subject is something I need to get better at. I am hopeless. I've been completely hopeless at keeping, a database of everybody, and I'm in the process of doing it, but need to work out the simplest system to keep them. Yes.
And I like to say that there is a simple system, but in actual fact, there's nothing that's because I think, in my experience, because there are so many different components that plug into each other, there really is no one simple way.
Because I've got some sitting in MailChimp and some sitting here, some sitting there, and I thought I reckon I just need to do an Excel spreadsheet and keep it up there.
So I think if you've got MailChimp, I would actually use MailChimp. And see if you can get them as much as you can into MailChimp, because that's, I think, that's where it's going to be incredibly valuable for you. Because actually one of the things I wanted to talk about today was how you start to do that. So while I've got you here, I think it would be an idea to have a bit of a chat about your experience of your freebie, because what I've got in my neatly typewritten notes is a list of a few things that what people can use to attract attract people. So what I see is people go on their Facebook page, business page, down the tab section, they will have things like sign up for my email list, or subscribe to me now. And you're shaking your head, and I go, well, how many, do you get? I say, oh yes, I'd love another email in my inbox. Yes, please. I've got none in there, and I want to feel important. No, I said nobody ever. so what I was thinking was like what I'm going to suggest is that people look at doing things based on the area of expertise. So it could be anything, like it could be an ebook, it could be a video, it could be or a video series, it could be a checklist, it could be a template, it could be an infographic, it could be really anything that somebody is going to find of enough value to exchange their email address for. Now, when we talked about this, we did an ebook for you, didn't we?
We did. And
yes.
And people are still, you know, when it was first uploaded, obviously more people were downloading it all, you know, within that first week or two, but I'm still getting people click on it and download and whatever. It's what I do with those email addresses now. I've been really slack.
Well, it's probably something also that that is worth thinking about for me for code breakers, because Theonie is actually a Facebook code breaker in my team of code breakers. But something would be the next step, because this is a whole evolutionary thing as well. So as people develop and grow, and it's about working out a series of emails to keep people engaged, and also why you would want to. But we've had conversations, Theonie, and I know you're like me, you still don't know what you want to be when you grow up, and I'm still reinventing myself as well. So it's but there is opportunity to keep people engaged and to really in an easy way, I think. And MailChimp affords that. If you've got people there sending out even a sort of, with you it may be a product-based email, because people are interested in, what was the name of your book? It was
5 top tips to reducing inflammation and 5 top
we labored over that. It took us a whole hour to write it, seriously. And what would be
5 top tips to reducing inflammation and fatigue and overcoming fatigue.
It's
quite a mental blank then.
That's all right. Just said, okay, maybe it's time to ramp up the marketing machine for it a little bit more.
My second book, I need to work out how to do the same thing with my second ebook, because I can't, which is a work in progress that I need to do this weekend, because I can't have 2 giveaways, can I? On my
yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. Now, I know you've got a domain name.
I have, right, but yeah.
Yep, no, that's cool, because I went through that as well, and that's a great question, Theonie, because I've got my health checklist, which is sitting on the tab section of my business page, and anyone can download that, and that's a health check that actually says here we are, here's something that you can use to see what you're doing really well on your business page and where you can improve. And then I've got my ebook, or the guide that I've written, called Breaking the Facebook Code, 10 Steps to Getting Customers. And that's actually under, I've clicked, get people to click on the Learn More button. So it's a call to action. But the thing with that is you need to have a landing page. So you can't have 2 link in to your tab section of your directly into your email. So it needs, that's where it gets confusing. And I'm thinking I would just do the same thing, and I would say, okay, well, we'll have both of those giveaways linked there. And then I found out I couldn't. But I'd like to give a shout out to the fantastic, awesome Steph Rigby, because she's helped me with my website and my landing page, and she's actually attached the landing page as part of the website. So it's now I can say it's a process that I understand, having been through it. But if you haven't been through it, it's like this big, you know that there's something out there, but there's this big nebulous, what is it type thing. So and I can absolutely help you with that. So so you get that book written. For what it's worth, well, I do have, go on.
The second book actually totally relates to what I want, the direction I want the website to take anyway, because the second ebook is about, looking after yourself when you're caring for someone else through chronic illness. So that's kind of the direction I want the website to take anyway.
Yeah. So that would be.
Like I need to speak to Steph. She's on my list.
She's on your list. Just get the book written first.
And I promised her she can make it pink.
Yeah.
Determined to make a pink website so she can make it pink.
I said to her, Steph is actually, for people who are watching and don't know, Steph is from Sisters in Success. Sisters is SISTAS in Success. She's got a website. She's a web developer, and she is. I think I've got some more comments coming up here, but they're not popping up. Something's happening there. So she's got a website, Sisters in Success. She's got a Facebook business page. She helps with all of that sort of stuff. So she developed my website. She is bloody brilliant. And she loves everything pink. So you'll see when you connect with her. Steph Rigby, her name is. And maybe I'll pop her Facebook page here. So let's see if I can do that. I'll maybe pop the link down there afterwards. But she is really good. So if you need any help from Steph, just get in contact with her. But do your book.
I'm getting in touch with her when I get my tax check back.
Yes. Well, just get your book. Get your book done.
Shut up, take my money and just do it.
Yeah, just do it. You won't regret it. And with my website, I said to her, actually, because I've got my avatar is fairly finally defined, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about in building your email list too, was actually you must have your avatar done. If you haven't got your avatar firmly stuck in your head or written down, or if you know exactly who you're marketing to, then stop everything and go and do it. So I cannot stress that enough. And so
I've noticed that since I've refined that, the people who are starting to like my page, like the random people that I have no connection to, people who have my avatar anyway. So it's been pretty, or one of my two. So it's it works. I've got to go. I'm fixing my caterpillars up. I've got an appointment I've got to get to.
This is what you get, true authenticity, when you are on Facebook Live. You go do your caterpillars and we'll catch up with you later. Thank you, Theonie. Awesome to see you. That's fantastic. So I was just saying about my avatar, and I just realised that all the pictures that I selected for my website, Theonie was saying that hers is pink. Now, Steph is the original pink lady, I think. And if you meet her, if you see her on Facebook, you'll see, because she's got bright pink hair and pink glasses and everything about her is pink, and she's just an awesome. So I'm going back to redesign my website with images that are going to fit my avatar. So this is a learning process for all of us. Slightly off topic here. We're down to the wire. I'm here for a couple of for half an hour every Friday morning, but I wanted to just share with you a couple of other things really quickly. Some of the things that you can do, where you can go to when you've got your freebie. Well, we talked about that with Theonie, but where you can go. So I've mentioned you can put it in the tabs page of your Facebook tab section of your Facebook business page. You can put it in the call to action button. You can put it on your I was going to share my screen, but we're out of time, so I won't do that now. But you can put it in the image. So if you've got a cover image, or everyone's got a cover image, if you've got a video option there, which everybody should have by now, put a video there. But if people click on it and a call to say, click this image, and it comes up in the description. So you can do a link, and you can do a link to your landing page and put it in the description. So everywhere you can possibly think of to get that link, put it in. So you'll find without that, the more places that you have to put it, the more places more creative you can get about getting the link out there in a way that's not spammy and it's not salesy. It's just offering people real value. The more you can do that, the more you'll find that people are going to be attracted to you and what you have to offer, because you're not shoving products or services down their throat. You're offering something of real value. The other thing you can do is you can join groups. When you join groups, most people here are part of groups. Join them strategically. Join the groups where your avatar is. So if you're like Theonie and if you've got a freebie around and providing something that is around reducing inflammation and I can't remember the rest of the name of her book, but I don't feel bad because she had a mental break. But you might join groups where people are interested in health. So if they're your target audience, so you might join groups of people with, I know Theonie has, and I know she won't mind me sharing this with you, she has Hashimoto's, because she will say that quite openly, and it's led her on this path to finding products and designing a lifestyle that actually reduces the effects of Hashimoto's. So that's led to the writing of this book. So she would join groups where people have the condition, and then she would perhaps offer that to those people, and as part of her value adding. Look, my daughter's here. Hello, darling. How are you? This is Amber and my gorgeous second grandson, Nate. He's just 3 months old now, and hi to Jai too. I don't often give Jai a shout out. He's my oldest grandson, so he's Nate's brother. He's 11, and little Nate is 3 months old. They're both beautiful boys. I should say gorgeous boys. I love them dearly, and my daughter, of course, as well. So hi to the Kelly family. Great to see you here. So where was I then? Okay, joining groups and interacting. Make sure that you are interacting appropriately. So if you just pop in when people do the themes, because most groups, well-run groups, I find, have theme days with hashtags, and observe the hashtags and post according to the hashtags. Pop in 2 or 3 times a week, every day if you possibly can. Pick 2 or 3 groups where your avatar is, and be a thought leader in the group. And then when you're asked the one opportunity to promote, then you can put the link in for your freebie, and people will exchange their email addresses for the value that you have to offer. So the other thing was, stop my notes here. You can send a link by Messenger too. So you can hand pick people. Now in the Code Breakers, I teach people how to put people into their friends list, and I've got a concept called the House of Facebook, but I actually teach, and that's friends are on their back veranda. So if you don't know the concept of the House of Facebook, it's not going to make much sense. But in the Code Breakers, that's one of the foundational concepts that I teach about putting people, your avatar, on your back veranda. And everything you do is designed at getting the person that you want to be involved in your business to, as a joint venture business partner or as a customer or a client, then you want to have them in your friends list. It's a foundation concept. Now, what I'm suggesting is that if you've got the right people in your friends list, then you can send people messages, and they're going to be pleased to hear from you. They're going to be grateful for what you have to offer them for free. I offer people health checks on their business pages, and I offer people, I don't do it all the time now. I did a lot more when I was first starting because I wanted to connect with people and I really wanted to personalize it. I do that now for special occasions, but I just don't have the time now to do one-on-one personal health checks for business pages. So but I still love doing it. And that's something that I would reach out to people that I really wanted to connect with, that I thought exactly matched my avatar, and I would offer them something like that. So you can do that. If you're a coach, you can offer free coaching sessions. And Andrew, I see you're still in the lobby. You could, if you did a something like a ebook on getting your house ready for sale and put your own unique stamp on it, then people who are thinking about selling their house would be downloading it, and you could be contacting, connecting, and continuing the relationship with them via email. So there's all sorts of things that you can do. There are on Facebook, there's so many nooks and crannies. You can run a competition. Savitri, friend of mine who's also a code breaker, I helped her as part of the Code Breakers Bootcamp set up and run a competition. She's a careers coach, and she's recently written a book about 5 key principles to writing the resume that's going to land you your dream job. And I helped her set up a competition, and she went on to job boards and advertised that the competition, which was free to enter, you get a free hour with her to help write your resume, and everybody who enters gets a free copy of her book, her ebook. How brilliant is that? It was, so there is nothing you can't do. You can do everything that your imagination will let you do here on Facebook. So it's just the world is your oyster. So get that list set up, get your freebie ready. If you need help with that, reach out, connect. I'm actually starting the next Code Breakers Bootcamp on Monday, the 31st. So that's a few days away. This is Bootcamp number 4. Bootcamp actually runs for 8 weeks, and every Monday I have a webinar. Monday it's 8 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time, and I go through, actually what I'll do is I'll give you a copy. Now let me see if I can do this. A copy of my 10 steps to breaking the Facebook code. I'm running over time a little bit here, but I think this is important stuff. Let's just get this for you. So here's my freebie. There's my giveaway for you. 10 steps to breaking the Facebook code. So how creative is that? I'm doing a live about some of the stuff that I'm addressing in the Code Breakers Bootcamp. My freebie is totally consistent. If you want to know how to break the Facebook code, click on that link that I've just put down there and grab your own copy of Breaking the Facebook Code, 10 Steps to Getting Customers. So once you've done that, you've had a look at that, then you are welcome to join Facebook Code Breakers. Now there's a couple of ways you can do that. And here is the link for the Code Breakers. Starting on Monday, I'll have to get another link and put in there. This is it's actually $4.97 for the 8-week course, and I am also starting a subscription service as well. So that's $37 a month, and you will be able to be in Code Breakers for as long as you're paying your subscription. So there's 2 things you can do. You can pay a one-off $4.97, which will get you lifetime access to Code Breakers. That offer has been around for the first few Code Breakers, and I actually don't think that it's going to be around. I'm going to take that off the table once my member hub, I'm working with the lovely Steph Rigby to get the member hub set up and running. Once that's up and going, that offer will be off the table. So we'll be able to join Code Breakers for the $4.97, but then you will need to have an ongoing subscription to stay in the group. So this, I think, will be the last time I'm offering lifetime access for $4.97. Now, any of you have a subscription service, you'll know that one, if you're running a subscription service, it's brilliant. You can have lots of people that pay a small amount to access the immense value that you have. If you are paying several subscription services, you know it can be like death by 1,000 cuts. So wherever possible, I look for doing a one lump sum, and I would much rather you signed up and stayed as a subscriber to Bootcamp, because Facebook is only 1% implemented its platform. So that's 1%. So can you imagine in the next 5 or 10 years what this is going to look like? I don't think it's going to look anything like what we're seeing now. and I've made it my mission to bring the code breakers the latest and greatest of what's happening in Facebook, and so you don't have to worry about it. So you want one point of truth. You want one place where you can go to know what's happening, to know what the latest, to know where you can get help to run your business and get your presence happening on Facebook. So that's why I'm suggesting a subscription service is brilliant. And as of the next Code Breakers, it will be you pay $4.97 to come in and do the boot camp, and then you will need to pay the $37 a month to do to keep up with whatever's happening in Facebook and be a continued member of Code Breakers. So that is, and I'll have to grab the link for the subscription, because I don't actually, maybe I can grab that now. Very organised, yes. So the other thing I want to share with you is My Time TV is in soft launch right now. We've started promoting and started doing shows there. Andrew, who was on earlier, I see he's still sitting in the lobby there. Andrew, thank you for hanging in there. It's My Time TV is a boon. I think it's going to be massive. My prediction is that it's a platform for small business owners to share with their avatars, and a collaborative effort, so we all help each other get exposure, engagement and organic reach that you would never have gotten if you just broadcast on your page. Now, using the Be Live TV platform, you can broadcast to several places at once. So this broadcast is going to my timeline, it's going to 3 different groups, it's going to my page. Obviously this is where it originates from. So just know that this is something that is a brilliant opportunity to broadcast in several places at once. The only thing at the moment is you can't start a broadcast from your mobile device. So My Time TV is something that if you wanted to use Be Live TV, you would need to be on your PC to do that, but that's something that we can work around. It's for ordinary people from small business owners, so it gives you a chance to share your expertise and what you know with people who are your avatar, who are likely to be your clients, who are likely to be your customers, who are already your customers. You can add value, and it's excuse me, it's suitable for any B2C business. So it's not business to business, it's business to consumer. So that's what we're there for on My Time TV. If you are interested, there's an application form. I've also put that in the link down here below. And also coming at you right now is the Code Breakers subscription link. So that's a PayPal link. You can subscribe to that, and you can then pay. It's $37 a month. It's AU, so it's not USD. I'm looking at the moment, I'm working with a coach to restructure all the pricing of the products and services that I run. So this is going to change. So I would suggest that you get in now, because opportunity knocks. It is never been a better time to jump on board. On that note, I'm going to leave it. We have run well over time today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Andrew, for jumping in, and thank you, Theonie. I'm sure she's watching from out of the lobby. Andrew, you're still here. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in and giving us some suggestions. Your advice and guidance has always been really, really helpful. Joe Lockery from Rebel Web Solutions. So give him a shout out as well. He's great. And also Tina for popping in. Thank you for the ones who have mentioned, and those who have just lurked in the background and have just been watching. I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. We'll see you next Friday at Australian Central Standard Time. I have to remind myself to get up half an hour early because it's 8:30 in Queensland. I will be up in Queensland for a couple of weeks, so I've just got to remember that it's a half an hour ahead there. So I will see you next week from sunny Queensland, and enjoy your weekend, everybody. Adaire Palmer, bye for now.